So we find out that the work is mysterious and important even to the people on the level of Mr. Drummond and Helena. Just wild to me. Or at least they refer it to being that way, even in private meetings amongst themselves. Now, with that information, plus the information on the MDR handbook, where we find out that the person putting the numbers in the box could be wrong, revealing that feelings does invoke something, but either you have wrong feelings or you're just being guided. Because if everything is off of emotions, then you shouldn't be wrong, right? But if there's numbers that they know of and they just want you to put them in there to like a specific spot, then you're being guided. Either way, the numbers you're gonna have a feeling about is already known. And why would someone want to be blind when they're doing something? And an example that fits this scenario like really good is lack of knowledge when it attains to law. Say you did a crime and you needed your friend to be the getaway driver, but you don't want him to get in trouble. It doesn't matter if they tell the cops because you'll be gone by then. If your friend just thinks it's casual pickup and drop off and knows nothing about the crime, when the cops talk to him, they'll be fine, even though they're involved in a crime. Whereas if they knew and was part of the planning, then they would be accomplished. So they do the same thing in both scenarios, but in one, they get off scotch-free. Now let's give an example closer related to Severance. Let's say Lumen is being looked into because of some recent events. So detectives are interviewing workers. The workers would say what they're told. Like Mark, he said he's doing filing in history. And to their knowledge, it's the truth. Now let's say they speak to an Annie and they're asked what they do, which is refining and purifying industries, which to their knowledge is true as well. The more detailed version of what they do is to be determined, but I believe they really are refining and purifying industries. I just feel like it's a little slick with the wordplay. But regardless, in both situations, they're not liable and no damaging information is given out, which is very good for Lumen. And this level of secrecy leads me to the cars and the analog in the show, but I'll cover that in another video. This level of secrecy at Lumen could only be for two reasons, either one or both. But the first one, which is the obvious one, they're pioneers in like a biotech industry. So secrecy is good, for like competitors. You don't want anything to leak. But this level that they're going to keep things a secret, it's pretty insane. But it will make sense. Second one, uh, less obvious one, but I think they're doing something illegal, and they perfected a plan because whatever it is, even people watching the show don't know what they're doing. Yet they're doing a lot, and they have their hands in the police pockets and the government pockets, and that always leads to corruption. Something's corrupt, but what, I don't know. Cures him. He seems like a hitman. Maybe it involves killing. There's just a lot to unravel in this, and yeah. Okay, one last thing before I end the video. Their last form of secrecy, at least to me, it might be called something else, but it's blindness to the full thing. So like say there's a painting of the earth and it's super big, but you're so close, you just see the blue part. So you'll just think of it as a blue painting. And until you see the other pieces of this painting, it'll just be a blue painting. And that's what they do with the departments. They keep them separated because the information by itself don't make sense until you combine it with the others. So if MDR gather information from O&D and so forth, then they'll figure out what's happening. I hope that made sense.